Good morning, church family. Sue Buckwalter here. Time for our children's lesson. So gather up your family members and have a seat around your computer, or those of you in the sanctuary, tune in your ears and listen and see what the Lord has to say to you today. Well, it's that time of year again, isn't it, kids? It's time for school to start. Summer's almost over, and we're seeing all kinds of stuff about back to school. Whether or not you're going back to an actual school building or if you're doing remote learning, we're all kind of bummed. Summer's coming to an end, and it's going to be another really unique school year. I'm pretty sure of that. And we are living in some really strange times with strange things going on. So today's lesson I want to focus on is a lesson to help you to get your year started off on a good note. So you'll notice in front of me, I brought my beach bag, and I brought some sunscreen, and I brought some aloe, and I have all kinds of really cool shells in here. I even have shark teeth. That's pretty sweet. I brought flip-flops, as you know, that's one of my favorite pairs of shoes. I also have a beach towel, and I have Pastor Mark's beach hat that he likes to wear, and a Frisbee. All of these things. Oh, I forgot one of my favorite things, my boogie board. I love this thing. I love to go out into the ocean in this thing. Well, Pastor Mark and I just got back from the beach just a little while ago, and we spent a lot of time in the ocean and in the pool and just in some salty water, and we were having a great time. We loved it. Now, you may be asking yourself, Miss Sue, what does all of your silly beach stuff have to do with this lesson? Well, I want to talk to you about salt and being salt in this earth. Well, did you guys know that 96.5% of the water on the earth is contained in oceans? That's a lot of water, isn't it? So that means roughly 71% of the earth is water, or 71% of the earth is water, and only like 20-some% is actual land. And only 3% of the water that we have available on this earth is actually drinkable. And did you know the Atlantic Ocean is a little saltier than the Pacific Ocean, and that for every gallon of water in the ocean, there's 1 cup of salt. So that explains why when you're in the ocean, you get salt flavor in your mouth. That's just a crazy feeling. Well, this is what this has to do with our lesson. The Bible tells us in Matthew 5:13, it says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men." Well, right after that, Jesus says, we are the light of the world, and we're not to hide our light, and we're to make it shine for people. Well, there's this thing about going to the beach. When you go to the beach areas where Pastor Mark and I have gone, they have all of these signs all over the place, in stores and restaurants. It says, salt life, stay salty, live salty. And like my shirt says, keep it salty. So everywhere around you when you're at the ocean, it reminds you of being salt, around salt. So this school year, when you go back to school, I want you to think about being salt of the earth in your school situation, whether you're remote learning, whether you're in real school buildings or not. You can be salt of the earth. And here are some ways that I thought of as a teacher telling students, how could you be salt of the earth? Well, maybe you could be kind, extra kind this year. There's going to be a lot of stress for a lot of people. So maybe showing some extra kindness to other students and teachers and that kind of thing. How about including others at recess? There's always kids that don't get included and they're left out. Maybe you could include another child and help them to feel loved and special. How about being respectful to your teachers, your principals, the lunch people, the bus drivers, all of those people around you could be respectful to. And here's another thing we could probably do better at. I know I could. Let's stop complaining. You know, some of us are going to have to wear masks at school all day, and we're kind of complaining about that a little bit. I know I kind of am a little bit, but guess what? I have to remind myself there are kids in parts of this world, Africa to name one of them, that they would love to wear a mask to be able to even get to go to school. A lot of kids don't even get to go to school. So let's try to remember that as well. So as you get ready for this school year, think about ways you can be the salt of the earth, as it says in Matthew 5:13. Find ways to be the salt of the earth. And you know what? If you ask God for the opportunities to be salt of the earth, He'll definitely provide them for you. Well, that's all for now, kids. And as they say at the beach, hang 10. See you later.